guys, Thomas, Kelly Army here. Play some more Vampyr. But why? I mean, how they say it in London. Vampyr, really? That was Irish, sorry. It's still going, guys. What? Alright, I'm gonna say. Now we met some guys last time, and we fought William Bishop, defeated him, took his blood, and now we gotta analyze it. But I want it to. But I want to do the side missions, because the more side missions you do, the more abilities you will get. Well, the more abilities you can upgrade, evolve, and I might cheat it because I watched one was the best option, and I found out that the shadow aggressive one is the best one to pick because it does more damage than anyone's. Yeah, you get the shadow claws, but yeah, I'm gonna change that. I think I did do it. I can't remember what I did last time because it's not uploaded on YouTube. I've not watched it yet. So you know, I'm listening to this thing or speaking to the mic a lot, and I should do. Yeah. So how many for what can I do? I need to go to the park somehow. Yeah, I did it. Yeah. How do I put it on smart? I need to do some bites. And yeah, I need 200. Well, I need 150 actually more. Seconds control. Yeah, so I need to buy it and I need to get more health. I did it already. Okay, I can't upgrade anything. Right, I can cancel 150 cancel. No, overpriced.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You're right. When dealing with such a terrible disease, one must remain humble. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try our best.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Healthy. Enter the backyard garden. How do you do that?
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Daily routine.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Time has lost its effect on me, but the suffering continues.
She changed her eyes with darker. She might be a vampire, I don't know. Or she's just delusional like everybody else in this world. Yeah, I need to get the key. I think it's a... Ah, thank you. Okay. Wilson hooks the Paradox ambulance driver confused to get attacked by a patient and he's ringing the oscilloscope. He had escaped through the facility garden but lost his wallet. While doing to the attacker must have been quite violent. The Milton refuses to return. Anyone maybe I should search her. Where is that? Yeah, I may
It's locked, all right. Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find someone...
God.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. Those two have hidden their affections well.
Okay. In the mission. I don't want to. Them people are vicious. Let's try that new thing here. Whew.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you. You, Dr. Reed.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
I can buy. What did he do? Take one hand. Part of the handle. You used to accompany your trial mill. Mission success. Alright, take down eyes. I'll do that.
They may lack the resources, but we have some of the most brilliant minds in London.
It's locked, all right.
It's a rare opportunity, and most of the approach the vampires who observe the most intelligent physique and physiology traits with a specific and rare eye. Here are some of the most fantastic abilities I've received over the last 10 years while interviewing a few vampires, or go, as they prefer to call themselves, to such speed. A vampire can act and move like a mouse in all of these actions, but the trained eye will spot if they have the keen instinct and can react quicker than any mouse. On a few occasions, I have seen a vampire move so quickly it's almost as if they had vanished just to reappear somewhere else. You and I cannot follow the moments they have acted so quickly, but it's not teleportation, it is only a supernatural speed for me. It is cat-like ability, which allows them to run, dodge, or jump longer and faster than usual. I have noticed the speed seems to exhaust them, and then they are run to physical limits. This is too long. You can pause that if you want to read it yourself. Not even all day, dude. Okay. This is the house or this one? Ah, this one.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Rest in bed until next night. Oh, I got 300 now, and I can do this bite. The bite is, this, people said this is a good thing to do, upgrade your bites, because when you knock them back and you bite them, that's how you stun them. And then you upgrade them. No. Okay.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
I have analyzed William Bishop's blood, but the result is only found the blood sample was much more unstable than human blood. I showed heavy momentum that this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching, and I need to gather more evidence of what is going on. Time may be on my side, but not on London's. The plague is killing thousands of people. The whole city is on the verge of collapse, and I'm starting to believe all these must be connected somehow. But I can't see my pendant or was expert yet. For now, I must play the doctor and try to do my best to help those in need while I continue my search.
Yes, Nurse Crane? How can I help you?
I'm so sorry. I know Dr. Swansea wanted you to rest, but we have somewhat of a crisis.
crisis, you say?
Our supply of antiseptics is nearly depleted. I was hoping there was another box up here, but...
Sorry, there's nothing here.
Some of the patients won't last the night without them. Honestly, sir, I'm beside myself.
I may have a solution. In France, during the war, drugs shortage was a daily problem, and we had to use our wits to overcome the shortages.
However do you mean?
If combined correctly, certain household chemical products can be used in a pinch instead. Now, where's the hospital storeroom?
The storeroom? Fat chance. This is the Pembroke, and space is luxury we don't have. Everything used to be stored in the old morgue.
Perhaps I should look there first. Where is this morgue?
It's the large building behind the hospital. You'll need to go in the back door because it's been sealed off for sanitary reasons. Take this key. It opens a small back entrance at the end of a narrow street.
The abandoned morgue behind the hospital. A small door at the end of a narrow street. On my way then. Thank you, nurse.
It's a little morgue down here. Guys, I don't like morgues. That's what dead people were. That's what dead people were. Hey.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Skills work better in surgery than other skills. Try out different skills combined and perform deadly combos. Triangle X. I forgot to stun people now. I forgot to stun. Yeah, Friday I gotta go to Justin's, but I'm looking so I can. I'll do this right after.
same strain. This sickness moves faster than influenza. It's locked, all right. Balls of Mars, fortifiers. As popular as they are ineffective. But they do contain iron tartrate, and that might prove itself useful. It's locked.
Yeah, I know it's locked.
This key will surely grant me access to the basement.
What are you? on. Race. Sex male. Age 39. Home address unknown. Occupation fisherman. Type of nature. Probably cause of death. Fast producing palliative device in the Spanish influence. It's the Spanish word, okay. Doctor concerned with this.
Mr. Connor's injuries don't match the report. I'd better look into this.
Close one, but this is a reflection. That's me there. How do ah. Okay. I have them. Oh yeah, I have hacks and stuff. Two-handed weapon. Ooh. Ooh.
sure I can defeat them without becoming stronger. To drink blood
I'm dead. But the stupid idiots wouldn't leave me alone. You guys are idiots. I'm sorry, guys. No, I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna run out. I'm not fighting. No. No, you won't fight them. No, it's your fault. You shouldn't be. Them things should not spawn. They're not vampires, then they're werewolves. They're worse. Jumping and joining me like Jack in the Box. Thank God for that. You know what we call this episode? Death 5. I need to bully guys, but I think I need to bully again. I think because you just save it, and I don't think I saved it. Then I have to do art again. I got lucky in that one. Them over again. Oh, it's just though.
Yes, Doctor?
Why then do you always work the nights? Don't you ever sleep?
At the Pembroke, we're always hands on deck.
Your dedication to the Pembroke does you credit, Nurse Crane, but when do you sleep?
We staff get our sleep when we can, Doctor. Nursing is a vocation, not the labor of a journeyman.
That's all for now, Nurse Crane, thank you.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Good evening,
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, madam. Can I help you?
It's my son who needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. How can can I help your son?
I'm Beatrice Goswick, mother of Mortimer Goswick. Could you check on him, please, Dr. Reed? I've heard much of your talents as a physician.
What can you tell me about yourself, Mrs. Goswick?
Not much to say. Just take care of my Mortimer and I'll cover all the expenses. That's all that matters.
May I ask if you have an occupation, Mrs. Goswick?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women who are more ambitious about their futures than their families.
Are you really that rich? Most of the patients here are of a more humble origin, if I may say so.
Yes, thanks to my husband. May he rest in peace. I can cover any needed medical expenses.
What do you think of your reception here? Any complaints?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital since we arrived. But we had no other choice, considering the state of emergency.
Is there something in particular that's bothering you?
Some of the staff were not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Tell me more about your arrival at the Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude, for a start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief, but it wasn't cheap.
She charged you for a bed?
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure that I'll talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in other hospitals.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Good evening.
But in the
I'm Dr. Reed.
circumstances, I'm willing to give
Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here then?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes. And no.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So painful I'd rather not talk at all, Doctor.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to...
I'll let you get some rest then.
I'm alright. Don't waste your time with me.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Goes down, he goes up. I guess it's upstairs then. I'm upstairs then. I'll grab this, I'll cut this off.
Did you find anything of value?
Yes, nurse.
You've worked your first miracle, Doctor. Now, this patient here needs immediate treatment.
Duty calls. When the storm has passed, I'll show you how to mix the remedy yourself with the same basic ingredients.
Many thanks, Doctor. When you've finished, you ought to report to Dr. Swansea in his office. He's been looking for you. Seemed pressing.
The rats in the hospital. A rat in the hospital.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed.
We all have it, yeah.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Right, yeah, I need some blood. You'll do, nurse. This is that.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton Hooks.
Yes? Milton Hooks is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Which nurse Charles do? Is she around here? No, man. No. Got a lot of versions.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Okay.
Goodbye, Milton.
Rest to evolve. I'm gonna rest to evolve, okay, guys? Oh, yeah, so we've got time. But, guys, thank you for watching the line, subscribe, like I said, and keep listening.